Okay, here's our little puppy Mocha, who we're trying to housebreak and exercise and socialize and teach structure. So the one thing you'll notice, we always have her on a leash. We fitted her with a collar that stays on, and we also leave a 6-foot leash dragging at all times, whether it's in the house or outside. It's important that this leash stays on. This way, number one, if she goes to run away, we don't have to chase her, we just step on the leash. More importantly, when she starts to do things inappropriate like chewing, leave it. We can teach her to drop things. Good girl. And then we praise her. Good girl, Mocha. Good girl. Good. And we're just keeping her out here as long as we can. The trick to this housebreaking is going to be keeping her out until she pees or poops. It's very difficult. And then when I'm finished filming in here, we'll go inside. So this has to be a holistic thing. It's not just one thing, teaching a dog to go to the bathroom. We need to get her used to being on a leash, not pulling, not running away. There's a bunch of things. So she's playing, and then we're just going to get her interacting, and then we're going to go inside. And we teach her not to jump, but she can play. Get low, Sean. There you go, good. So we get low and the dog comes right to us. We play with him, but we set boundaries. He don't let him jump. He pets the dog only when the dog's 4 feet are on the ground. When he jumps, we stop touching. Stand up, run a little bit, get low, turn around and get there, and the dog follows. Good, now she's gonna go and we're gonna watch. And we kind of try to really think about when she has bowel movements. We put her on a 2-time-a-day feeding schedule, try to control her input a little bit. All right, cool. Okay, so here we are inside. We still keep the leash and collar on inside, and we start our ritual. Everything is a ritual, and the more consistent we are. So now I want to feed the dog. She only gets fed inside her crate. It's a very important concept, so it's about 5:30, 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock, so we're going to keep feeding there. We're going to actually move it up a little bit at a time. So now I want to feed her. I tell her to go to her bed. Go to your bed. Go to your bed. Go to your bed. Good girl. Good girl. Go to your bed. Good. And she knows to go to her bed. Of course, the only place she gets food is in her bed. And I come over, and I'm just going to give her a little bit of food today, because we want to control the food. If you control the intake, you control the outtake. All I'm doing is getting a handful of food. Go to your bed. 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 Once she's in her crate, good girl, I'm going to take her leash off. And we leave the leash on in the house so that we can control her, just like outside. We don't leave it on in the crate because she can choke. So we put that there, and she has her meal, and we forget it. Then we're going to cut, and I'll show you how we take her out of the crate. So if we're consistent, the dog stays in the crate. If she's barking at night, we cover it with a blanket. Everything is the same. If we continue to do this, if we move the crate, she'll go to that spot in the living room to eat her dinner. So she doesn't get food on a chair, she doesn't get food in the kitchen, her treats, everything comes in her crate. There's no interference here, there's no problem. I'm going to expand the size of the crate. Consistency is the key. We've been taking her out every 2 hours or so. So far we haven't had any accidents. We'll cut for now, and then I'll show you how to get her out of the crate in a little while. Okay, so now we've given her 15 minutes to eat. And again, everything is ritual, ritual, ritual. Consistency in rituals. If she gets food here, there, everywhere, you're not going to get any control over her. So for the purposes she's so young, we're teaching her simple behaviors. This first behavior is go voluntarily into your crate to eat anything. That includes the treats, and I'll demonstrate that. The second behavior we'll teach her is she can't come out of the crate without permission. And I always want her on a leash and collar while she's under your supervision. The other thing I do is I shut doors, and I kind of close down her world a little bit, so that if the bathroom door is open, she has access to toilet paper and everything else. So you kind of have to close her world down. So now I want to take her for a walk now. She's eating her dinner, I get her leash, and we use the same equipment over and over. I go to open the crate. We've taught her, or I begin to teach her, to wait, not just come running out of the crate. So I open, and this is new, meaning new behavior, because in the past she'd obviously run out. So now I can remove her plate, and then I'm going to hook her up, and then the command is okay, and she's allowed out. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. Okay. Okay, girl. And she's allowed out. Good girl. Good girl. Now she knows she can go in there for food. So I don't want her going in there. I want to take her out. Good girl. Good girl. Notice I'm relaxed though. Now if she goes to jump on something or do anything inappropriate, we just correct her slightly. We can't let her pull us. So I'm relaxed. Good girl, Mocha. And then I take her out. And it looks like this. Good girl. Good girl. And she's obviously, dogs have a problem with depth. So she's concerned about coming off these stairs. She wouldn't at first, but I'm relaxed and I want her to come. Good girl, okay. Okay. Good. Good. Good girl. Good. Then I have our weight. I correct a little. Have our weight. Stay. Because we don't want her running out the door. Easy. Easy. And then she goes out the door. Okay, girl. Okay. Good. And then I can drop the leash. Okay, girl. Good girl. And then she can go, she's under my control. I drop the leash and she could wander around. If I take her off the leash, she starts to formulate psychological connections to the leash. So right now she's fine. Good girl, Mocha. Good. And this is her playtime. The more time she can get out here, the better. This is nice weather, so she was out. We had no accidents today, because she's been out more than she's been in. I know this is impractical for some people, but this is the nature of a puppy, she needs to be out. They don't have control of their bowels. So we're going to cut for now, and then I'll show you how we bring her back in a little while, and she'll go in her crate for her treat. Okay, so a couple of points. The leash and collar is always on the dog. We start to separate in our head where we want the dog and where we don't want the dog. If we don't want the dog in the kitchen, it should never be allowed in the kitchen. If we don't want dogs on the couch, it should never be allowed on the couch. But you have to have some level of consistency. You can have it however you want, but you can't get mad at the dog on Sunday if it's been allowed on the couch all week and you have company over. If you give dog food from the couch, you can't blame it for begging. So I'll show you how we control that. So if I want her to go into her crate, let's say the doorbell rings. I just open her, this crate, and I tell her, go to your bed. Go to your bed, girl. Go to your bed, girl. Go to your bed. She's young, she can't even figure out how to get in there. We give her time. Good girl, go to your bed. Go to your bed. And we'll let her figure this out. Mocha girl, go to your bed. Good girl. Good girl. Go to your bed. This is how simple-minded some dogs are. She hasn't figured out she's got to go around. Good girl, go to your bed. Come on, go to your bed. Bed, 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 bed. Now she's in her bed. I reach in. I give her some of her healthy treats, and I just reduce all my aggravation. Here's her treats. I take off the leash. She's just been out. Whoop, I drop my glasses. I shut this. Maybe I'll give her her baby. You don't have to go crazy with this. There's no talking to the dog. There's not a lot of conversation. There's not a lot of energy. All right, we'll cut that for now, and we'll video as we go with her behavior. Okay, so one of the things we do periodically randomly is teach the dog to go to his designated place when we tell him. This is a huge command for the future when the dog gets excited. So all we do is say, Mocha, go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. Good, good girl. Go to bed, girl. Go to bed, bed, bed. Good, good, good. Go ahead. That's all right. Good, good. Oh, she got caught on the leash. Good. And watch how it goes. Good girl. Go to bed, Mocha. Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. Good girl. Good. And that's the only time she gets a food source. So we do this. It could be 2 minutes. It could be 2 hours. This way she gets very acclimated to her crate. So I just wanted to show you that this could be, as again, this should never be at a predictable time. And then she gets her food. Good girl. Good girl. And now I might close the crate door and leave her in there for the rest of the night. She might come out in 2 minutes. So it's always, she hears the word bed and she looks for her place to go. And that's a huge behavior for down the road. In terms of sometimes if people are afraid of dogs, or the dog gets excited when the doorbell rings, and then you can start moving this crate wherever you want. And so it's really the beginning, a good foundation for a lot of things to come.